Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, I recently did a video on the Bugs 18 Pro here, and one of the things that I missed was Waypoint missions. I think I even said in the video that it didn't have Waypoint missions. It does, and they're available in the Maps menu. I didn't pull open the map, I just used the Intelligent Flight Mode menu, didn't see it there, so I didn't think it had it, but it does. So we're going to remedy that right now, and we're going to put this drone up and do one or maybe more than one Waypoint missions with it. It's a beautiful fall day. It's in the mid-70s here. I'm in the schoolyard that's not far from my house, so it's a nice day to fly. A lot of trees around here. This hasn't got the greatest camera on it, but it does have a reasonable camera, and hopefully we'll get to look at some of the fall colors. And yeah, let's quit messing around. Let's put the Bugs 18 Pro up in the air and mess around with some waypoints. Okay, it took me a few seconds to get the screen recording going. So the app that's used is the X-Drone app. We're going to fire that up right now. I've got the drone fired up. We're connected to Wi-Fi. We've got the controller fired up. We've got all our satellites we need. So we're going to enter device now. And I don't know if you can plan a, no, I'm clicking on the map now and it's not coming up. So let's go ahead and take off here first. We're going to unlock the props by pushing the unlock button on the controller. And they start up, then we're going to click takeoff on the controller. And there's the little drone. And it's hovering there. Let's start recording now. So we're recording, and I'm going to click on the map, and there we have the map. And yeah, so if I look on the left-hand side, you'll see that little finger that's got that's pointed. So I should be able to set up some waypoints there. So let's move the map out here so we can see what we're doing. And yeah, I see that they're calling the school right here the Compass Bible Church, but yeah, whatever's fair there. Let's so let's start out. Let's start out in the corner over here. I need to click on the waypoints, and we're going to do spot. So I'm clicking on spot, and I'll put one there, and I'm going to put another one up in the corner by the other school, another one in the far corner over here, and we're going to just kind of do a big square, and we're going to come back in front of us. And yeah, it looks to me like all I have to do, if you look down there in the bottom left, I click submit, and it should go to the drone, and the drone should take off. Now, I don't know if it'll try and do it at this current height or if it has a default height. In fact, I probably should go up. So I'm going to go straight up right now. Let's go up there a good ways. Let's go up at least probably 25 meters or so that we know we're high enough. Yeah, that says 28 meters. So let's hit submit. It's kind of hard because it's down there in the corner of the screen. Yeah, it's not really doing it here. Yeah, I'm struggling to get that command on the touch screen because it's way down in the corner of the screen. There we go. Okay, I finally got it to take it. So now we've got a slider, so we're going to slide that. And the drone, yeah, it's heading for its first position right now. And I am looking, yeah, it's staying at its current, well, it's actually going down a little bit. It was at 29 meters, now it's at 27. But it's not messing around getting to that first spot. So it's at its first waypoint spot right now. And you can see the progress on the map here. And it is on its way, turned on its way to the second spot here. Let me pull up the map view, and you can see it. It's not messing around. This particular drone does not have anything that tells you how fast it's going, but I'm telling you, it's moving right along. I wonder if I can drop the camera down a little bit, and I can. Well, that was a little bit too much. I'm trying to get to about the rule of thirds. That's going to be about right. And you know, you can see this little drone. I'm going to drop that camera just a little more if I can. Yeah, there we go. You can see that this little drone does not, you know, the camera, there's a little bit of a fisheye effect to it, but I think for a drone in this price category, I'm saying it's not too bad. And now let me bring the map up so you can see. It's going, well, the map is kind of, because we're going to have to scroll out here, I think. Yeah, there we go. Scrolling out, and we can see that it's heading to waypoint number 3, and it is not messing around doing it. That's kind of interesting. Oh, and I've got I got some guys out in front of me flying a drone here too, so I'm not the only one out here doing a drone flight right now. I didn't even see those guys walk up, but anyway, so yeah, so now it's on waypoint number 3, and I'm trying to look at what kind of, you guys can see it on the camera right now. I can't see what kind of drone those guys are flying. It's fairly noisy. But anyway, we're heading to waypoint number 4. Off in the other corner over here. Yeah, I was hearing some drone noises and I wondered what it was, and I looked and there's some guys out there flying a drone out in the field. So yeah, so we are, so yeah, there, oh, no signal. So I probably looked away from the drone. Yeah, and now it says returning. So that's interesting. I probably, so that's interesting. As I turned away from the drone, it evidently lost signal. So it stopped that waypoint mission and it's in return to home mode. So I don't know. Let's go ahead and let's let it come down and let's see how it does, and then maybe we'll try another mission. And I needed to pay more attention. I was faced away from the drone. That's the first time. Yeah, and you can't point the camera straight down on this particular drone, unfortunately. So you can't see exactly where it's going to land. But yeah, I'm watching it come down here. It's going to be pretty close. And you can see that. I'm going to pick that camera back up on it. And you can see me there. And it's, you know, it's a good, I'm going to say 5 or 6 feet. And it can't decide if it wants to land because it's on a little bit uneven part of the concrete there. And it landed. So let's take off again and we'll try another waypoint mission. And I learned a lesson there. If the controller loses contact, it'll go into return to home. So let's try it again here. And this guy will go out about 500 meters. So maybe we'll try and go straight out. We have about 3/4 battery. We're still recording. Let's take off again. And there we go. And let's get up here. Maybe we can do a little orbit around the cell phone tower here. Huh? I haven't done that in a while. So yeah, let's get, before we start our waypoint mission, I think we've got enough juice. I'm going to go into low speed mode. That's what I was doing wrong. This drone, you can just on the controller, you've got a couple different speeds. Let's back it up a little bit. Let's get a little higher. Drop the camera down a little bit. Let me see. I'm going to try and do a manual orbit around my favorite cell phone tower here. And by the way, I'm going to tell you one thing about this Bugs 18. It has the best control signal of any drone that I've ever seen in this class of drones. That is, without a direct connection to the controller, it is a Wi-Fi connection only. And look at this, how smoothly I'm able to do this rotation around the cell phone tower here. And I'm raised in altitude a little bit as I go, and down there You're going to see those other guys that are flying a drone down there. But you know what? This little Bugs 18, if you are looking for a toy drone, this is an impressive little piece. And I'm backing it up here. And again, we're in low speed mode. Okay, let's grab some altitude, and let's do another waypoint mission. This drone it's supposed to fly 3,000 meters or 3 kilometers, but I'm going to show you here. If you look at the maximum distance there on this security menu, 500 meters is all you can take it up to. So let's go ahead and let's click on the map again, and let's do another. And you can see where the drone is on the map. I'm going to send it. Oh yeah, and I can see it actually has got us kind of a little bit of a geofenced here as far as it'll do a waypoint mission. So let's go ahead and click on that. Let's do the dots, and let's send this guy out here a ways. We're gonna do some try and get a little bit of distance with this guy. And you know, I probably shouldn't have done that 3 there. I'm gonna delete that one. Oh, it deleted them all. Let's try that again. I was hoping it would just delete the most recent one. So let's go out here and out here. Then out here, and we'll see if we can keep a connection back here, and then back in front of us. So let's go ahead and see if we can submit that, and hopefully we got enough battery power to do this. And again, that submit button, there it is. It's hard to get to because it's down there in the corner. Hit the slider. So now the drone should be taken off for its first waypoint. And it is. And yeah, we've got, according to the battery meter, if you look at the very top, we've got 3/4 of a battery, so it should be able to do this no problem. And it's kind of in front of me, so I'm able to keep the antenna, and I'm going to make sure that I'm pointed at the drone with the flat part of the antenna the whole time, so that we try and keep a good connection, so we don't inadvertently go into RTH. So yeah, here we go. We're at waypoint number 1, and now it's heading to waypoint number 2. And I'm just going to leave the map. I was thinking on the screen recording here, I'm just going to leave the map screen up, because we'll have the recording from the SD card to show you what the drone is seeing. And it's operating perfectly. How far out there? Yeah, let's see. We're, what about, I'm trying to read it. It's in white lettering, so it's hard to tell. Yeah, we're almost 400 meters out. So, like I said, this drone, for this class of drone, I mean, the signal is just awesome on this guy. So, these guys got a couple of drones. I'm looking out in the field here. They've got a couple of drones in the air. They're both flying drones. So, low battery, so it's coming back to us. So now that's interesting. Well, it doesn't say it's coming back. It just says low battery, which is interesting because yeah, it is. It's coming back. I'm looking at it. It's coming straight back to us. So if you look at the battery meter, and that was a fully charged battery when we started, it said that it had 3/4 when we started this mission. So that clearly is not right. But anyway, you get the point. And yeah, I mean, it'll do waypoint missions, and it did them quite well, and it does it pretty quickly. So yeah, not bad. Yeah, the drone's about over the top of me now, and I noticed that it faces. It didn't change its direction. It just came home. So it'll come in for a landing here. Let's see how well it does. Let's go back to the screen here. Let me see if I can drop the camera down. And yeah, I can't. Yeah, it's coming. It's going to be probably pretty close to right on the money here. I'm looking. I wish you could point this camera straight down. This camera will not do a 90-degree look down. So, yeah, in other words, I think I remember this from other MJX drones. Once it gets under half battery, it won't fly any more than 300 meters away, and I think that's what happened to us. So, and it seems like it stopped there. Okay. So it's not coming down. So it just came back to us is all it did. So yeah, we can fly around here a little bit. Let's see if we can get out here in the corner of the field. And it's going. So I've had that happen with MJX drones before, and we're in low range here, no wonder. Let's throw it in high speed here. Let's get some speed up. There, that's better. That's why I wasn't getting any speed. I still had the speed range in low. So I remember that from other MJX drones, which is kind of a bummer. It gets below half battery and it limits you. So I guess that keeps it from getting a flyaway, which is a good thing. And I suppose because these are kind of beginner drones, that's not such a bad deal at all. Okay, so we've got a little bit of battery here. It's not doing a low battery return yet or anything. I'm going to try something here. I'm going to drop that camera down a little bit. We've got a jet aircraft way above us there. I wonder if I can do a loop around the cell phone tower. And what I'm struggling with now a little bit is getting a smooth yaw. So that's going to make this hard. And drop it down a little, and I'm going to see if I can do a loop around the cell phone tower again in high-speed mode. And yes, it is more of a challenge, but look at that, we're getting it done, and we're doing it a lot faster. Yeah, no, this is working. This is working. One thing I've noticed about the drone is when you do two controls at once, in other words, when you're gaining speed and you're and raising an altitude, it definitely affects both. Okay, let's quit messing around. Let's do an automated return to home. I've got a blinking light on the controller for the drone, so I think that's telling me low battery. I'm going to hit return to home on the controller. And it did indeed put it into return to home. And this time it should land. I don't know, this is kind of a fun little test. I'm moving the camera back out in the sun here. The Action 2 camera, and yeah, we can still see the controller. Drone's above me and it's coming down right now. Drop that camera down a little bit. Again, I wish we had that 90-degree down look, but we don't. And it's pretty close to the tree, but that's going to be all right. Picking the camera up here, I was a little concerned that it was kind of close. This thing's going to be dang close to the takeoff point here. Yeah, you guys can see that. I lowered the Action 2 camera. Heck, we're about a foot off of the landing pad. I'd say that's pretty good. Okay, so one of the things I'm going to tell you is stop recording, and in fact, let's try that on the controller. I'm going to hit the record button, and it did. It stopped recording, so we know that works. Yeah, all right, let me get everything shut down and we'll do a quick conclusion. Hey, okay, the MJX Bugs 18 Pro, I'm telling you, in the bargain drone category, this one is a winner. This one is a clear winner. It does waypoints just fine. The control signal is perfect. When I lost connection to the drone there, when it was behind me, it was my fault. I was turned away from the drone with the controller, so I was not pointing the antenna towards the drone, and we had some terrain between us. And that's the only time I've ever lost connection with this guy. And on top of that, the drone did exactly what it's supposed to do. It went right into return to home and came back to us. So no worries there, you're not going to lose your drone. You know, the drone flies pretty fast. The controls are good. There's not a lot of lag in them. Yeah, it does what it's supposed to do. So yeah, I'm a fan of this guy. Now, let's be honest, you're not going to get the super high quality video that we're used to with DJI drones, but it works out pretty good. And I just realized the recording we were doing there is going to go to my cell phone because I forgot to put an SD card in the drone, but you'll get the idea. So anyway, I guess that's about it. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out, and if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I appreciate you taking the time to look at this video, and yeah, we absolutely will see you on the next one. The MJX Bugs 18 Pro.